back to another episode of You'll Love It Here podcast.
We are your hosts, Kelly and Rudy, and today we have a special guest, Lawrence.
That's me having a special guest? Wow.
Very special guest.
That's amazing.
Special guy.
Extremely special. Lawrence, tell them what you do.
My name is Lawrence Johnson. I'm a stand-up comedian, and I also do creative direction.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Nice.
So you can help us.
I could definitely
Creative
help y'all.
direct as you speak to us.
100%. We could,
100%.
this will be like a fun thing, but also a working thing for both of us.
He's like, the lighting's off.
Something is off about this.
Was
Need
it
to do
already?
a
I got a link. You feel me? We got to, actually, here we go. I don't even know what I'm doing.
I need to lift
Move
this
it
up.
closer.
But we
You
all
still
have to be
hear-
at the same distance because if you're close, you're going to be mad loud. And if we're far, you know what I'm saying? So we have to put all our
Facts.
mouths at the same.
100%.
But every episode we start off with a crack open a nice Corona. Normally it would be cold. This one's a little lukewarm.
Yeah, it's a little warm,
But
but
you have to ASMR and put it.
oh, so good.
Damn, I ain't gonna lie. I could have do.
You coulda done better.
I fucked it up.
You're not
The
a
beginning,
Corona-
though, the little.
You're not a Corona drinker, are you? Cheers.
No. Kind of.
We've introduced a lot of people to Corona on here.
They're like,
people
not
who
that
have
bad.
never drank beer, and then we force them to
Yeah,
do it.
they're like, nice.
Corona or Modelo.
I like
Modelo's
Modelo
nice,
too.
Yeah, I'm just
It
being.
needs to be cold though.
I ain't a lot of Corona. This shit is
Yeah,
fine.
it's hitting, honestly. Lawrence, we have a bone to pick with you.
Do we? All
Yeah.
right.
Why have we never been invited to one of your stand-ups, Lawrence?
God, I hate seeing people that
That you
I
know?
know there.
Are you
Yeah.
serious? You get nervous?
I don't get nervous. It's just like it immediately throws me off because then I feel like we gotta talk or I have to talk about it.
You're trying to stay
Oh.
focused.
Like I'll be looking in the crowd and I'm like, boop, I'll meet eyes with somebody. Oh, like what's good? Like, oh shit, hold on, wait a second.
You're like, now I'm off track.
Exactly. Like, oh wait a
The
second, I
fuck
gotta
are you
talk to
doing here?
Exactly. I'll be like, oh, thanks for coming type shit. But I'm like, oh, you gotta save that for after the show.
Yeah.
So most time I just don't tell anybody or I'll post it
Really?
on my story and I'll just be like, oh. And to be honest, stand up doesn't pay good enough for me to ever try to invite a lot of people.
But just, I mean, they can pay
It don't matter though.
They'll pay their own way. What do you mean?
I know, but it's like, okay, if you, let's say I bring it, like, let's say I really try, I can bring out, 50 to 100 people in a night. They still gonna pay me the same $40, $50 they're gonna pay me.
But we just
really, if
wanna
it's like,
see you.
if it's my own show, like, oh, this is Lawrence's show at this and that, then it's like, okay, it makes sense. I'm gonna put more effort in. But it's really, I'm just gonna
Oh,
be
I
funny.
get it, I
You
get it,
just
I
get
get it.
paid like a flat rate to go up there.
Yeah, where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna be funny. But if it's like my show or like my tour or something, oh, I'll be like, oh, Rudy, Kelly, come on, it's this
Okay,
here at
okay.
this night,
I get it, I get it.
So you
I
only
get
want
it.
us there for the money.
That does sound pretty bad, huh? It's because stand-up
That's what
is
you're
just
saying.
it's because stand-up is just a fucked up business. But no, I'm Monday at Laugh Factory if y'all want to come.
I
I'm
love
there.
Laugh Factory.
Hey,
it's
let's
such a
do
cute
it.
little time there. It's
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
fun.
Exactly. Yeah. So this Monday, if y'all
Would you
wanna
ever do
come-
like the hosting thing?
Oh hell yeah! I would
Like the
host.
guy that comes out in the beginning
Uh-huh.
and he like,
No, I love hosting because you get to talk to the crowd.
yeah. I feel like that's the best one too. And I feel like you would be so good at that.
I have so much fun because that's the thing is like most of the time I use like my first 5 minutes to do that. Where I just talk to somebody or like I get to know people, find out who's in a relationship, and then you get to dive into somebody's life because they have no choice but to answer you.
Right. Because what else are you here for?
Exactly. You can't even say shit. You on the show, you
The fuck
you
is
sit
you
in them
doing here?
first 2-3 rows, we gonna talk. You know what
That's
I'm
why I
saying?
can't do that. At comedy shows, I'm like, I
In
do
the
not
back.
want to be in the back
Yeah,
immediately.
no.
In the nosebleeds.
We just went to Drewski's thingy show and we were like far back, but I'm like, thank God, because if the lights were shining on us, I'm like somebody would have roasted us.
Definitely.
Nah,
he would have said
Drewski,
some shit.
He kind of changed the game though with like how comedy shows are done.
Right, because it's like a skit almost. It's like
Yeah.
not like, that's what we were saying. We were
It's
like,
not just
but
strictly
honestly, I
stand-up.
feel like he would be funnier if he just
Did
did
stand-up by
himself.
himself, yeah.
Because I'm like, some of those people were not funny. And I'm like, I'm taking away from Funny Man.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Where it's like, but it's kind of like okay, it's all about his interaction, and he's
True.
super like
True.
okay,
The
like,
way he
oh,
reacts to
exactly
people.
the way
And he
sees
has
this.
people that he can react to that were a part of the show.
Exactly, and so it's like, oh, he does auditions before the city, and
Yeah.
then they come. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's really
He
it's
definitely
an awesome
has
thing.
changed
He,
it.
yeah, I was about to say he found a
And
lane.
he brought
That
out
shit is
Mario,
crazy.
Blueface, YG to perform.
That's
It
what I'm
was like a
saying. It's
whole
like
thing.
he's
like
a
a whole
DJ
set.
comedian
Yeah,
type shit,
yeah.
and it's like
It is interesting.
power to him now because that shit is fire. It's
And he has
oh,
like
starts
another
a tour.
person on the mic somewhere else. Where was that other guy at? He was just coming from God.
in the crowd.
I was like, where's that voice?
It's like, oh shit, looking up like, oh my god, who is
Who's
that?
that talking?
Nah,
But
yeah,
I get
that shit's fire.
such anxiety, honestly, going to comedy shows because when it's not funny, I'm like, have secondhand embarrassment so bad. I'm
Oh,
like, I
nah.
want to crawl in a hole. Like, if they say a joke and nobody laughs, I'm
But
like,
you have to have tough skin.
No, you do,
But
but at
it's
the same
me.
time, you
I am
feel it.
embarrassed
No.
for them. I'm like, I'm in the crowd, like, oh.
You
my
get it,
God.
it's like even from up, like I'll be watching people, and I'll just be seeing them bomb, and I'll
Like,
just be
oh, that didn't hit. That did not hit, huh?
And even as a stand-up comedian, it's like it kind of sucks when somebody bombs because then the energy sucks out of the room.
Everyone's like, this is lame.
I'm like, oh, these niggas is ass. Like, who they got up here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's going on? So then you get up and people was like, oh, this
No, but in my
motherfucker not
head,
to be
when
funny
that
either.
happens, I'm sitting there desperately thinking, like, I pray that the next person is
Yeah.
funny. So I
Yeah.
can
Oh,
get this feeling off of me.
It's like if you're a comedian, you immediately just talk about it real quick. Where it's
Yeah.
like, oh, well, I've seen better.
Yeah.
You know?
That was that.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, well, there we go. Or you be like, Make-A-Wish just had his time, So,
Have you ever had a situation where nobody's laughing?
oh, I mean, I've never bombed an entire set, but I've bombed jokes where it's like I read the room wrong. Like I have this crazy abortion joke. That's
God.
That's just mad funny, but it's like in a room full of black people that are older, mad religious, not funny at all.
No.
So I said this shit and you just silence. I'm like, oh my God. Go fuck. I just
But it's
immediately- I
like
was
you have to say something funny after.
Exactly. I was like, it's okay. If I go to hell, I'm just gonna, see y'all down there, I guess.
That's like seriously probably one of the scariest careers you could have because
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
know. Everyone's sense of humor is literally different. Like,
No, exactly.
I could think something's hilarious and you don't think it's funny at all. Like,
Yeah.
you
And that's
never,
like
you
with
have
the-
to read the room.
With cancel culture too, it's like it's risky, but that makes what makes it fun. Like
Right, and I'm
trans
like-
and gay and stuff. I love making fun of that type of stuff.
But it's like also you're a comedian and people are coming there to see something funny. Like I feel like a lot of people like aren't meant for comedy shows. Like my mom, no, don't go to a comedy show, mom. Why would you go there?
She gets offended easily.
Yeah, like she's like the most like she gets offended. She's religious, so I'm like, why would you go there? They're gonna be cursing. They're gonna make jokes
She's like,
about. Like I just don't feel like those type of people should go to a comedy show. Like if you're like someone that doesn't judge people easily and you're just like a free
well,
spirit.
my thing is
go.
like, my bad, I didn't mean to cut
No,
you
go
off. It's
ahead.
like if you gonna go to a comedy show, go to laugh.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
some people be going to get mad.
To
It's
get
like,
mad.
why are you going?
Yeah,
there? Like,
that's
why,
true,
Like,
that's
what
true.
you looking for something to get mad at? You just
Hey,
go
why
get mad
would
at
you say that?
Exactly.
Hey,
Like this. Actually,
Say,
see,
why,
no, this one lady, she got mad at me the other day because it was just I made a fat joke, and obviously she was fat, so she took offense to it.
Of
but it's
course.
like that's not.
why would
my
you
fault
come
if
to a
you
comedy
fat.
show being fat?
Right.
People.
That's crazy. No, that's crazy.
No, because people.
Everybody can come to comedy shows because you overweight. You just I'm off this.
go.
Don't go.
No, but you know that there's a possibility that someone's gonna say,
No,
even
anything.
there's a
And
possibility
that's
that
the
people are gonna
thing.
say something
And
about
so-
You
you
have to be able to laugh, even in life, not just at a comedy show. You have to be able to laugh at yourself
Right.
sometimes. Like, no, everyone has flaws. I can make a
Literally.
joke about anyone that I see
Yeah.
in the crowd or out on the street. I
Ha-ha.
can find something about them to be like,
Exactly.
whatever.
And so, and that, well, the premise of the joke was like, I was tired of lying on dating apps, and people are like, oh, what do you mean? Like, I lied and say I like hiking, just because no fat person's gonna be like, oh, I want to hike too. I'm saying it immediately because I can't just put out I don't like fat girls. 'Cause that's crazy.
You just have
so
to learn a
funny.
more secretive life.
Right, so
I
like-
love fitness. Fitness is my life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And all she said, well, don't be fat shame. I'm like, what do you mean? Girls can talk about I don't want a skinny guy. I don't
Right.
want somebody's 5'5".
I don't want a short guy. Right.
I nothing.
Don't be
There's
short.
guys out there that love fat girls.
That's
I
your
just don't like them.
preference. Exactly. And I hate that. Like, I just feel like this generation is just so, like, I understand, like, being inclusive of people and diversity and not, like,
Body image.
Not bullying people.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, if I say, oh, I like this type of guy, then every other guy's fucking crying and peeing their pants.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just, people have a preference. You can't be hurt by that. I don't care if me and
Right.
Kelly go somewhere and there's a bunch of hot men in the room and all of them are like, I like Kelly, I don't like Rudy. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm ugly. I'm gonna be like, these people prefer
like,
her
yeah,
over
yeah.
me. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
with
There's someone
guys,
else
it's
that
like-
would like me.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, I feel like girls is with looks and guys it's like with money. That's when they get mad. When they're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, like, oh, she just picking them because she has bread. And it's like,
100%. I'm
It's
like,
like-
that is insane.
I'm
Like,
like,
and that's
sounds
what-
like a
it
broke
sounds like
Exactly.
a
Well,
sounds
that's
like
my
a hater
thing.
too. Like,
Right.
why are you hating on the fact that I have dated someone with money before?
Right.
Right.
Why
Well,
are you
that's just
upset?
somebody's preference. Where it's like, okay, sounds like they want somebody a little bit successful.
Right.
They have
That's
their
not
shit
a bad
figured
thing.
out. Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, gold digger. It's like, oh, they supposed to just aim low. Like,
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
looking for
Right.
somebody that don't got shit going on.
Right.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But I'm like, me personally, I will date someone who's not rich. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to date someone who's has no job, but I'm like, I'll date someone who's not rich if I like them.
Yeah.
But if there's many people out there who, and of course I would prefer if they have money.
Right, you ain't
There's nothing
against
wrong
it.
with that. That doesn't make me a gold digger. I
Right.
would prefer someone that has more money. And I'm sure guys would prefer a girl who's not broke either.
Exactly. That's the thing.
I don't think guys care as much.
I don't care. I just need a girl. I don't care how much money a girl's making. I just want her to have like dreams. If you have goals, I'm cool with that. But if it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna sit around the house, I'm gonna take selfies.
But the thing is, if
shit
someone's
like that.
actually broke, they're not gonna be able to get their nails done. They're not gonna be able to get their toes done. They're not gonna be able to get their lashes done.
Yeah.
They're not gonna
True.
be put together well. They can't dress. Their house is gonna be ugly. Their car's gonna be raggedy.
She talking about somebody in specific.
I know. I'm just saying, like.
Someone she knows.
Somebody she knows.
I'm just saying. I'm like, as a girl, you can see it.
Nah,
you know
for
what
sure.
I'm saying? So I feel like
girl life is expensive.
Exactly.
That shit is crazy.
It's expensive as fuck. It's insane.
Yeah.
But I guess most girls that are broke usually try to get a guy to pay for all those things.
Yeah.
for them.
And it's like they have no job and they're just waiting on the next guy to send them like a Zelle.
That's just man for real though. But that's COVID. If COVID exposed that shit, how possible it was. Because there's
me every month
bro, there's
for my
dudes out
feet.
here. There's dudes out here fucking the game up for everybody because they trick it with
tricked.
just no reason.
Yeah.
With no results. Just
Yeah.
oh, I'm just gonna send her $1,000. Just like oh, she just
Literally.
text you back. My
There's
nigga?
guys
Like, that's it?
there's guys that have DM'd me and been like, how much is your rent? I'll pay your rent this week. That's never met me before.
Me too.
I know.
Just be like, I'll pay you this. I'll pay you this. Do you need 10K? How much do you need this month?
Do you
I'm
hear
like,
this? Y'all fucking up the game for a regular.
Maybe
I mean,
they just got extra money.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they
though.
do have extra money to
And
spend.
they
They
don't
got
care.
yeah,
Especially like I feel
But,
like
why don't
foreign
you-
guys too.
right, but it's just like why? Because then all of a sudden girls think that's normal. That's
Yeah.
not normal. That motherfucker is a loser.
No, I get that's not normal. That's insane. Like you never met me before. You want to pay my rent? Be my guest,
But
by the
to
way.
those
Be my
guys-
guest.
yeah,
but at the
please.
same time, that's not normal. And I know that's
Yeah.
not normal. But I'm like,
And I automatically
there's a
think,
way
like,
to like be romantic and want to get to know a girl and court a
Right.
girl. Like flowers. Flowers aren't
Yeah.
expensive. $100. They're not expensive. No one's asking for $1 million. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like random. Like I don't know. I just feel like whatever.
Yeah, or you could pay for it. Or if I say, oh, yeah, my fucking car broke down, and they're like, oh, I'll pay for that for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not just,
If you're dating them, like they
Yeah.
should be able to provide certain things. And I like some girls like a man that can provide. I personally like that. Like I
No,
want to
facts.
I want to be able to be provided for. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
provided for. But I also know I have things that I bring to the table. So it's just
Right.
like
You want to know you have somebody you can depend on.
exactly like that. That's important in a man.
Facts.
Okay, let's play a game.
Oh, yeah,
We
well,
always
just
start off with a game.
We went on a
just
tangent.
we went on a
We're supposed to
tangent.
start with game every time.
Oh, my fault.
That
You
means
know.
No, it's not
things
your
are
fault.
flowing, things are
Conversation's just
going
going
well.
good, yeah.
Exactly. Okay, we're gonna play a game of Would You Rather, Lawrence.
Okay.
So
You want to start?
between two things, you have to just pick Would You Rather. Obviously,
Yeah.
self-explanatory. Okay, let's go.
No saying, well, what if this, what if that?
It's just
Pick
one or the
Yeah,
other.
one or the other. Let's go. First one. Would you rather be with a girl who has botched surgery, face, nose, lips, ass, boobs, botched everywhere, just looking
Botched, not bought.
botched.
Okay.
Just like looking a mess, horrible. Or a girl like it's to everyone is like what is that? Like it's a walking
awful.
monster. Like it's
walking
scary.
monster.
It's scary looking. It's just a mess, you know? Or a girl that has blue waffle, extremely pretty. No one knows. She's extremely pretty, great body. No one knows she has blue waffle but you.
It's a,
I haven't heard the word blue waffle in like
Me
fucking
either.
10
Right, I haven't heard that either, but I remember the Google image. It's like,
Pops into my
etched
head.
into my head.
Image.
Yes, that's so I can't. That's off the table for me.
Oh, it is?
Cause imagine you have to go down on that.
True.
I
You
can't.
don't.
Yeah, you don't. You could just be with her.
You can
So is
just,
it just one time?
Blindly?
Is this just one time we just sleeping together?
No. This is like your girl.
I'm just saying you don't have to eat it if you don't want.
This is your girl. You have to bring her everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm going with. I think I'm just gonna go with the botched surgery. 'Cause
Really?
I think I have to because the ugliest girl in the world, no chance.
Well, what does a blue waffle entail? Is it just
It's
looks
literally
like,
it's literally like a disease, isn't
Yeah, it's
it?
like an infected.
Oh,
like I wouldn't be able to
okay.
look at that at all.
All right.
And that's like even though I just know it, I'm one of them people like
Even if you know
I
it, it's
can't.
like
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm gonna have to tell somebody.
yeah.
like, bro, look
Like
at this photo.
exactly. I'd be like, yo, and then you know,
Bro,
yeah,
you would
no.
not believe this.
Botched surgery.
I held this in for 2 months, but I gotta let this out now. I gotta tell the world.
Yeah, botched surgery. It's like it's LA. You see that every day.
It's true.
True. But
All
this
right.
is like bad one. But yeah,
Would
I
you
agree.
rather be super fat and have a huge dangling, or be like super fit, nice ass body and have a little dangling?
I think I would rather just be super fit with a little dick because if you fat with a big dick, it's just gonna be big dick for no reason.
No.
I agree.
Who's ever gonna find out?
I
about it?
agree.
If you got swag, if you got confidence, you can find somebody.
How many fat people you dealing
And
with?
if as long as you can get her there and get her to see it, then maybe she'll be like, all right, I'll stick with this just because of the thing. just because of the wiener size.
So you telling me that there's a possibility you would stay with a fat guy just because his dick?
Yeah, I guess it depends how fat.
No.
I'm talking about really fat.
You
so
said super
I wouldn't
fat.
Even, I wouldn't give him a chance.
I'm
to go super
automatically
fat.
thinking like, you know,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
Like
600
400
pound
pounds,
life.
yeah.
Yeah, where it's just like, I probably would still not be able
You would
to see
never
my
get
dick.
a chance. You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't be able to see it.
Still wouldn't be able to see my dick. I would be looking down at my stomach, just knowing I got
You
a
wouldn't even
monster
know that
down
you
there.
had it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Like, I can't even put this
No
shit
one's
to
gonna know.
use.
Not even me.
Exactly.
Me, anyone else, no one.
You know, at least I'll just be like, oh, you know, I'll just be the talking time like, oh, he's super fit, dick is just small. You know, I'll just have to try to
And
figure
there's
out how to
girls that
use
will
it.
work with that. There's girls that will.
They'll be like, you know, I'll just have to figure out how to use that motherfucker, I guess.
Some girls don't care. I feel.
Yeah. Okay, next one. Would you rather be with a girl that has slept with a bunch of your NBA friends?
Oh, no.
No, like
Or?
wife. Hold on, wife her. Like wife her up. You have to
Okay.
hear about it all the time. Or a porn star who's been with a million people in the world.
Wow. I mean, if I'm talking about if this is my wife,
yeah.
Oh, I'm going with the porn star.
Really?
Because if I'm at a wedding and I got my homie Book right here, I got my homie DLO right here, and my wife is walking down, I just have to look at these niggas and know they hit her. There's no way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
a porn star, you could be at your wedding and someone could pull up
who
a video
cares?
of a man.
And there,
I don't know that
And there could be a
motherfucker, though.
cousin. There could be a cousin of a cousin or her cousin that she slept with.
That is
Her own cousin.
that
Her
is
stepbrother.
that is
Her dad. Like you
hey,
never know.
You never know.
You never know.
But the thing is, with the other option, I do know.
True.
Yeah.
And those
True.
are my homies, and I'd be like, "Oh man, I'm marrying that. You just slept with the whole team? Like, no,
Yeah,
no
yeah,
way.
yeah.
That's
This
crazy."
is off topic of the game, but
That's so
I was
funny.
gonna say this anyways. Speaking of this, the Adam 22 thing, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, of course.
Crazy.
No, yeah, he's
And now
not.
he's like beefing back and forth with the guy.
Wait, who's Adam 22?
The guy who, another podcast king, shout out to him. What is it called?
He's
No Jumper.
Oh, okay.
The guy
Yeah.
and they're both porn stars. Him and his wife is both porn stars. And for the first time in their marriage, he let her go do another porn scene with another guy. And he's like a little white guy, and this is like
No.
a monster BBC dude. And it's like the video's like huge. It's so
What?
bad. And now
That's
everyone's and the guy's like going back and forth with him now, arguing with him about it.
And that's the thing. I'll say this: they did a great marketing ploy.
Yeah. They're
Where
making
it's
millions
like
of
he's
dollars.
really?
leaned into it. Where it's like, oh, she started talking about, oh, for the first time in my marriage, I'm gonna let this, and then he saw how the shit went viral, and now he's just made
Oh,
it
he's
completely
just
into
like-
it.
yeah.
But now it's like he looks like such a dickhead.
Really?
Oh yeah, because the black dude gave a post game interview in like the van talking about, a pussy hasn't been stretched in a while. This, that,
What?
oh, it's crazy.
No
Oh yeah, I'll be
way,
on
bro.
Twitter. I'll be
Is this
going
a
nuts on
joke?
that. Oh no joke. And then
That's
now he's
insane.
like, he put on Twitter, he's like, you're banned from fucking my wife in the future. I'm like, this is crazy.
I feel like it's all
Wow.
a marketing
Oh, it
scheme,
is.
though.
It's
Has
a
to
marketing
be.
ploy. But I
That's
mean,
smart,
it
though.
worked. That's the thing is, we thrive off negativity.
We do. And drama.
Social media and drama.
So
So
it's
it's like, oh, this is amazing. Let's
Literally.
do it.
Okay, do we have any more would you rathers, Rudy?
My laptop is dying. This is very scary.
Have a shiny bald head forever and not be able to facial?
To have facial hair. Is what I meant to
Oh.
say.
Oh, wow.
Like completely bald face or completely bald head.
Damn. I'm trying to think if I can pull off the bald look.
I think so
you
too,
could.
yeah.
With the beard.
Yeah, with the beard, I think I could do it.
Just
But at the
shiny,
same
though.
time, but
You
like
can-
just
and you can
having,
always wear a hat though.
I could always wear a hat, but then it's like, boom, they gonna call me.
Boom.
Yeah, it's just gonna be messed up.
Boom.
It's an immediate. Oh, what do they call you? Just like, oh, this nigga, he always wear a hat. Just
It's gonna
they
be
can
like
take
that
it off.
SpongeBob movie where it's bald and everyone's gonna be staring when you take your hat off.
Yeah, I don't know. I like having a head of hair. I think I just being like, oh, having a head of hair and then you like bald face, you just look young forever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That could
but
be-
some girls don't like that. Like I feel like beards are like a thing.
They do. It's definitely
Your
more
beard
like.
is nice, but I hate big beards. I hate big puffy beards. Those are so
Like long ass ones?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not
no, I
into
like
that
to keep
either.
mine like maintained. Can't let
Yeah.
it go for too long. But yeah, I think I would pick bald head and beard.
Yuck,
You could do
yuck,
more
yuck.
with that.
Interesting take. Okay, so where are you from, Lawrence?
I'm from New York originally.
And what's your background? Like how'd you move to LA?
So basically, I was a basketball player. I played at Niagara, and then I was like, well, what am I playing in New York for? I might as well go explore.
Yeah, because you played with Wanya and Amin.
Wanya
right?
and Amin, yeah.
Shout out
And
to
so-
Wanya and Amin. Those are my guys.
Yeah. Good people.
From
Shout out
college
to
basketball.
Philly. So then our coach left. a whole entire team transferred, and then I went to
To my
California. Yeah, so then I went to Cali, and I was like, oh, I was in Santa Barbara, like slow, and I was like, oh, this is it. You know what I mean? This makes sense. Yeah, and so when I was playing basketball, it's like, all right, try to go overseas and do the whole league shit, or move to LA because I got an agent already, and I was like, oh, I'm only gonna be young and good looking, but who knows how long? So I was like, well,
Pick option A.
exactly. So I went to LA and I just started. I came to LA. I didn't know anybody. I knew one person.
Really?
Yeah, my homie from Pepperdine. His name was Armani, and then after that, I just started making friends. It's like people would think I'm like an LA native because I just know mad people out here, but I really nah. I've been out here 5 years.
Yeah.
Knew one person, and then I shot a movie in Atlanta. Never came out. And that's when I got into stand-up comedy.
Really?
Oh, yeah, because the immediate gratification, I thought I was going to be on Netflix. Shit was about to be popping. I'm like, oh, it's time.
It's my time to shine.
Yeah, then there's like, oh, post-production, this got late, boom. Then COVID hit. Oh, we scrapping it. I was like, okay, well, time to shift into something else.
But what made you get into stand-up, though? Like,
because everybody always said I was funny. And I used to, make viral videos here and there and help different Instagram people out with theirs. But I was like, oh, could I ever, go on stage? And then I went on stage one time. Shout out to Lonnie, Chocolate Sundays, and then after that,
Chocolate Sundays is fun.
Nah, shit is lit. She put me on stage for she doesn't know this, but she put me on stage. It was my second time ever on stage. I just pulled up. I kept on going there, and I was like, yo, if anybody's ever missing, I'll live right down the street. I'll walk up.
I'll fill in.
Yeah, I'll be the first impression. I'll do whatever.
Literally.
And then she hit me up. I went. I killed, and then I just been doing that shit ever since.
Is it hard being the funny friend? Because I always worry about the funny friend because it's do you feel like you're obligated to always be funny and always entertain everybody else?
Well, that's the thing. My life is I live life. It sounds crazy. I live life like a joke though. Anything that happens.
That's truly how you feel. It's not an act.
No, it's not an act.
It's not an act.
Anything that happens, I'm just immediately thinking oh, that's sad, but that's kind of funny at the same time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's I know when to say the joke and when not to, but at the same time,
in your head, it's always funny.
Anything's always funny. Natural disaster, it doesn't matter. I can find the joke in there where it's oh man, this is crazy.
You should create a meme page. You can be the next Justin LaVoy.
You should.
See, I hate him. Well, I don't know him, but it's
you don't like memes?
Oh no, I hate his memes.
Well, you can make your own memes and they'll probably go viral.
No, because he just leaned into the bullshit.
Yeah, he leans into what everybody wants to hear. If he didn't send you $1,000 today, break up with him.
It's bro, why?
And it's every girl's commenting
period.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
City girls up, city girls down.
Exactly, and it's man, I don't. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I think the time of meme pages is damn near over for real.
I don't think so.
You think so?
Mm-mm. I feel like people always want someone to relate to.
Yeah.
They're oh, they think about that too?
I think about the same thing.
Mm-hmm. I think about the same thing. I feel like maybe just try it and see. You never know. You might go viral.
What is it like being friends with a bunch of NBA players? Do you think you get bitches because of that?
Do
you get their
that's
sloppy
crazy.
seconds?
No, see, I don't get sloppy seconds. That's crazy.
The leftover bitches?
No, see, no.
The ones that couldn't quite make it in.
Yeah, see,
couldn't quite make it in the party.
Okay, so LA, most of the time it's somebody hit me up and be like, okay, Lawrence, we doing this, invite a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So most of the time I'm in charge of the girls anyways.
Yeah.
So
you're the whole wrangler?
Yeah, exactly. It was cause a lot of
Lawrence
girls
invited me, I'm Lawrence, you know I'm not coming.
He's mass texting 500 bitches.
I'm Lawrence, please.
Yeah, I'm not going to that.
We already know what the deal is.
It's crazy, but it's crazy though. I seen y'all at Vegas Summer League, which is just as bad.
I was with my dad.
We were with our dad.
Okay, it's still Vegas Summer League.
No, my dad. I literally go with my dad every year.
We did not get wrangled. We got invited by a wholesome father.
Yeah, and we didn't do shit.
We're just doing normal stuff. We weren't groupieing around.
Usually out. Okay.
No, I'm serious. You know how we are though. Don't act like we're like.
Oh, y'all not like that at all. I'm not saying that at all.
I know, but I'm just saying.
No, I don't get.
So it's certain scenarios. I definitely wouldn't put myself in that. I went for my dad, and if our friends happen to go to dinner, we're gonna go to Delilah with them. You know what I mean?
Of course, when we're in the mood to go out, we do go out sometimes, of course.
Yeah.
And we're on the scene occasionally, but I'm I can spot a mass text a mile away.
Yeah, for
sure. If there's certain guys that send out those mass texts all the time, and they're like, "Oh, Travis Scott's doing a fucking bowling night." I'm like, bro.
Private bowling.
Back.
Please.
Oh yeah, but I say So what's a mass text like? Oh,
That's exactly what I just said. I'll read it.
I don't really get those.
I get them every day from. I'm not gonna name names, but
Yeah, you get those. I don't really get those. Like, I'll get them from like my actual friends that I'm friends with, and they'll be
Yeah,
like,
like when I
pull
invite
up.
people, usually I do like an individual text.
Yeah.
I'll be like, okay, boom, like I want these people
But I
to
feel
be
like
around anyway.
when you invite me, you already are hitting me up about something, and you'll be like, oh, pull up.
See, that's crazy. So now, if there was, you send that many just with no reply,
right.
and they just don't ever get the message, but at the same time, I guess they're mass texting, so there's probably a lot of non-replies.
Yeah, and
You
he
have to
probably
have a
doesn't
ru-
care if you don't reply. He's like, all
But
right.
do you think girls try to talk to you to try to get to
Yeah, do you ever like scope
get a bag
scope
from
that
your
out?
friends or something?
Oh, I mean, that's the thing.
just-
I'm not one of them. If you know that I know them, then you know. But most of the time, like people have no idea.
Yeah, that's true.
Or it's like I'm not one of the people. I'm gonna text you and say, "Oh, this person's doing this."
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, "Oh,
Come
I'm
here
gonna
for
be
fun,
here."
'cause-
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because I hate, there's mad girls and they're like, "Who's gonna be there?"
I just know what you're. When
Right.
he's like, "Oh, come to Delilah," I just know.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like, but
Right.
no, there's definitely girls like you can tell immediately where it's like, oh, they'll bring their friends around or they want to get to certain shit or but
You can spot that from a mile away.
yeah,
though.
from a mile away. And
But
I'm
you have
one
to
of
be
the-
an idiot not being able to spot
Yeah,
that.
exactly. And I'm one of the people I'll be shooting my shot, so I don't really. From
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
We don't,
from
we don't
anywhere.
cross wires too much, and if we do, it's like, oh man, high five. I did that too.
Shoot my shot from the logo.
Yeah, exactly. No, what? That's the thing, because guys nowadays they be DMing, not me.
Yeah.
I see you in person, I'm running down.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that too.
Wait.
Yeah, what? It's
No,
like-
you know how many times I've been out at like a party or like Delilah or something, and I'll see a guy and I'll be like, interesting. I'll be looking at him, he'll be looking at me, and I get a DM like 2 hours later. I'm like, bro, you were
Say
sitting
something.
right there.
Yeah, I know.
We're making eye contact.
right. It's like, okay,
Did
if
I
you make
just
eye
see
contact
you?
more than once, I'm gonna go.
Eyes, huh? You know you saw me. That's why you're here. That's why you're hitting me up.
See, that's the thing. It's like I'm
You asked somebody about me and you found my Instagram.
I get the privacy thing though. Like you don't want everyone to see that you're giving your number. I appreciate that because I don't want everyone to see that I
Right.
have your number either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially in the beginning stages, you don't want anyone being tied to you or whatever. So I get that, but like, why don't you have your friend or someone in the real life
Right.
do it?
Or it's just like you don't even have to exchange numbers. You'd be like, oh, what's your name?
Hey, what's
your...
up? How
right,
are you?
Exactly.
Yeah, just
And then,
speak a
boom.
little bit, and then
Exactly.
maybe later DM.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I agree with that. That's it.
Yeah.
Or
That's
like,
absolutely
hey, I
it.
like you. You look good. You look cute.
Right, but I don't know, because for me it's like, okay, what are the chances of us being in the same room, same time, same place anyways? So
Yeah.
I might as well just go see what's up. Especially you make eye contact 2 or 3 times. Oh, she's
That's
bad.
me.
I'm on
That's
the way.
how I shoot my shot. If I keep looking at you,
Yeah,
and
of course.
if I don't like you, I'm gonna avoid eye contact at all
Me
costs.
too. 100%. What? Who's that?
Notice.
I don't even see
okay.
him. Who is that man? Sorry to that man.
And I can feel you staring, and I'm like,
Yeah.
looking anywhere else other than that.
Literally.
Isn't that crazy how you can feel eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can feel them. 100%.
You can feel them. Where
I be
it's
just
like,
staring straight, like, don't look over there. Don't look
Yeah.
over there.
no, 100% though. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like fellas, man, start running. Shoot your shot in person, not through the DM.
I 100% agree.
I appreciate when guys do that.
Yeah.
though. I'm
Because
like-
then I'm like, and also over the DM, I can't tell if I like you. I go a lot off of personality. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And your vibes and your swag. And I'm like, I need to see that in real life because you could be the most hottest, coolest, famous guy, and if your vibes are off, I'm not.
Right, yeah, I'm about to say, I guess that's because
Yeah.
I have like confidence in myself and
Yeah.
I like myself. It's like, oh, I think I'm funny, so it's like, oh, I'll do way better in person
Like,
Yeah,
than
you're like,
ever going in the DM.
Like, I know
Yeah.
she's gonna like my personality.
Right, it's like, I was like, oh, I know I can say some funny
Yeah.
shit, or at
Yeah.
least something that's like clever she hasn't heard before. DM, I'm gonna be trash. I'm gonna like a couple stories
Maybe
and
that's the
shit.
case. Maybe a lot of these guys are like, I don't know if I have that cool of a personality. I have a lot of followers. I'm verified. I look like somebody. I'm on a team or whatever
Yeah,
it may be.
I agree because I feel like a lot of like people with clout, so per se, like are very like honestly insecure and like very like cautious. I feel like about themselves.
Yeah.
But
Probably true.
Speaking of basketball, we have a game for you.
oh yeah, we do.
Oh, okay.
It's called Start Cut Bench.
Oh, for sure.
It's like fuck, marry, kill, but with basketball players. State them out loud. So we
Okay, we
Okay.
have Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Okay, are we talking about in their prime or like right now
We're
in
talking
their
about
career?
today.
Right now.
Today? Damn, that's.
But like we're talking about like
Post-sports.
yeah, we're talking about in general. Like
Yeah, I know, but I mean, right now,
Overall.
if we talking about right now, then you got to start KD. I'll bench Giannis, and I'm gonna cut Bron. But-
really?
Whoa.
Yeah, if we talking in prime, you got to start Bron. But Bron is that
If you're
nigga
talking
40.
about right now, then
Right now, Bron
But
is
still,
40.
right now he's still averaging like
It doesn't matter. Those 2 other players right there are better than him
yeah, that's true.
by far. At least right now, Bron, you the best player of all time, but you 40. That's okay.
But like, I think we're talking about when they're in their prime. Shouldn't we say that?
I don't know. I was thinking just like overall in general.
Yeah, I think
it's
overall in
important to
general.
know.
Overall in general, because you can't.
If you talking overall in general,
Overall in
then
general.
I'm starting Bron, I'm benching KD, and then I'm cutting Giannis.
Okay.
For sure.
He's the nicest. I don't know him. He seems like the nicest guy ever. Giannis
Who,
seems
Giannis?
so funny. We need to have him on here. He would be funniest guest ever. He seems hilarious.
He's just like genuine.
Yeah,
Like,
He
you know
seems
what I
like
mean?
it. I don't know him,
Funny as
but okay, we have another one. We have Devin Booker, D'Angelo
crazy.
Russell, and Kobe Bryant.
That's crazy. That's you. I mean, man, shout out to the guys. I'm starting Book. I'm cutting Kobe, and I'm benching my boy DLO.
Damn.
Kobe, I love you, bro, but you know what I'm saying. I'm sticking with the family.
Damn, you got to ride for
Loyal.
yours, like I
Yeah,
guess.
for sure.
You
I mean,
loyal.
if they see 3 comedians and they don't pick me, we gonna have a problem.
Kevin Hart,
Right, Kevin Hart,
Chris
Dave
Rock,
Chappelle, Lawrence.
cutting Lawrence.
Yeah,
Cutting Kevin Hart.
Right.
Mention Dave Chappelle.
exactly. Starting LJ. That's what I need to hear.
I'm a fucking weak. Okay, that's all we had for that game.
Okay.
Rudy has a question.
Do you think if they had a surgery, like, you know how it's very common for girls to get BBLs, get lips done, fake stuff, if they had a surgery for guys to have a bigger wee-wee, would guys do that just as commonly as girls just be getting BBLs?
Yeah, probably.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think so too. Like if it was something simple.
But it's like a 6-month recovery to where you gotta like not use it for a while. But I think it'll be worth it in the long run.
I'm about to say, I guess if you secure it, I mean, me, I wouldn't get it. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a 6-month
I
recovery.
think
That's
there's a lot of
long
people
time,
out
but
there
okay.
That is a long time.
Yeah.
And you can't have sex for 6 months or what?
Probably.
Well, there's
I would
people.
assume
I'm about to
so.
say there's people out there that are enhancing their height and they can't even do
Getting
anything.
knee surgery,
They can't
yeah.
do anything athletic ever again. So I think if you could enhance
But like if
sex,
you're short as fuck, that would be completely life changing. People would treat you differently.
5'4",
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude went from
I
like
agree.
5'4"
And if you have,
to
like,
5'10".
A micro penis, like that's gonna change your life a lot, I think. Whether it's just about even me, like I'm like I have no boobs, I would love to get a boob job. Everyone tells me you don't need that, but I'm like it's about my personal confidence. I know that it would make me feel much better about myself. So if
But do you think that if you did that, then it would be okay? What's the next thing?
I don't know,
Maybe, yeah.
because I've never gotten a surgery before, so I don't know that feeling. So maybe, but
Because that's why I've never got tattoos. Because like everybody says it's the
bro,
same
trust
way.
me, I'm like I want to get so many more.
Exactly, and so I feel like surgery is kind of the same way, where it's like, oh, as soon as you get one,
Yeah.
then you start finding.
I've seen that
little
And I'll be
things.
like,
people.
well, my stomach's not as flat as it could be.
Right.
Right.
And
But
it's-
the thing is, everything else, my legs, my butt, my stomach, I can work out to change those things. I can't grow boobs.
right,
Yeah.
that's true.
Ah, you can
100%.
have kids.
But then they're going to get saggy.
They don't always get saggy. You never know.
I think, I feel like
Keep up the bench
I
press.
feel like
No,
most of the time, I
just
feel like
My laptop died, so you're
Oh,
going to have
really?
to tell us what's going on.
kidding. Okay, I'll tell you guys. Okay, the next question is, what do you feel like the downfall is of like?
nigga still got a house phone.
I don't know.
I ain't
It's
think about
insane.
those.
Who's
I don't
calling?
know.
Just ignore it. Anyways.
What do you feel like could be a downfall of girls like living in LA? Like, do you feel like there's a stereotype of like girls living in LA?
The
Do you feel
downfall?
like do you feel like girls get under a stereotype by just like
Yeah.
living here?
Oh, for sure. I mean,
And what
okay.
do you feel like the downfall of that is?
So are you asking like what their downfall is, or
Yeah,
what do I think?
yeah.
Oh, their downfall is definitely trying to be on the scene too much.
But just like living here, like you don't know if they're on the scene. Like I feel like what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of people that like visit and they'll like judge you for like living in LA. Like a lot of you know what I'm
Oh.
saying? They'll judge girls for living in LA. Like, oh, you live in LA, you must
Like,
be
I
like
already
that.
know what you're
I already know what
yeah.
you're on. Like,
Right.
what do you feel like the downfall of
Oh,
like living
I
here as a
mean-
girl is, especially because like you know
Well,
you have
'cause-
friends and
yeah, I think the downfall living here as a girl is definitely just everybody's gonna have a judgment about you.
right.
Where it's like, oh, you think you're trying to make it, or you want to be a trophy wife, or you want to start this, start that one. In reality, some people it's like LA is just the best way to get into a profession in entertainment,
Right.
or a profession if like you want to get into music, or you
And
want to
there's
get into
nothing
like art.
wrong with any of those things. And I feel like people in the outside world, other than LA, they just don't get that like creative shit is a career. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
Like they think like, oh, a real job is like being a dentist or something and like that. And I'm like, they just don't understand how the entertainment industry works to where there's so many jobs. You can be a stylist, you can be a freaking creative director, like,
Right.
and that can make you more money than a dentist.
And,
you
that,
know?
and that's the thing is like for me it's like where I found my niche at was social media, where it's
Yeah.
like okay, there's a lot of these companies and businesses that sell things millions of dollars for a year, but they have no idea how to digitally market. at all. They don't know how to do a TikTok. They don't know how to do an Instagram. They don't know how to launch stuff. And it's like, oh, they starting to get into different ventures. It's like there's so much opportunity out here for that. And it's like, as long as you don't get lost in it, but at the same time, it's just like LA has that stigma, and I don't think it will ever leave just because of all the years of how it is. And it's like LA chews and spits people out.
Yeah.
Where it's like everybody, at the end of the day, if you do think you can do something, or if you think you can excel or get into a different career, you leave whatever your home city is and you come to here.
Yeah.
Or you come to a New York, or you go to an Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know?
I was just thinking the other day about the fact that I do love this city so much because it's full of just creative people. Like all the creative, fast people that think differently than everyone back in their hometown comes here. And even if some of them are freaking just tryhards that don't actually have a creative vision, it's like at least everyone it's just so filled with so many people that have so many just different ideas. And
exactly. Well, it's like, even for example, for this, like, how many cities can you do a podcast on a Thursday at 1:30?
True.
Exactly. And all our guests that we have is like just people that we know, acquaintances and friends that we've met that are just creatives and have different jobs in all areas of the industry. And that's kind of what the podcast is about. And like what we want to display is just like showing each individual person's
that like lives here and that has a different profession.
And that's things like with LA is like, as long as you don't make your relationships transactional, you can get the best connections in the world here.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like if you just like give without thought of getting back, shit just happens.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree.
It's
That's
like,
good advice.
Yeah,
for
that
real,
is.
because that's like how I started working with Rap Snacks. Was I was on a different creative pitch call. I was breaking down all the social media stuff, and then they heard what I was saying, and then they just hit somebody else, and it's like, "Yo, who is that? We want to get them on our digital team." And then stuff just like that just happens. Where it's like, I didn't even know about that, but now, what's y'all budget? Okay, I'll help y'all out too. And it's like, as soon as you do stuff with like intent, this one I'm gonna get back, shit just don't work out how it's supposed to.
And when you do people favors or put them on or introduce them to someone, it's like I've learned from experience of doing that, and then I put them on and and then they get successful from it, and then don't appreciate what I did. But it's like if you're gonna put people on and connect the dots, you just got to do it because you're just being nice, not because you want something.
Right, but there is like, even one of my homies just told me, it's like there definitely is like you can't be too nice, because LA is also a spot where people will take advantage. Where it's like, okay, if this person brings this, all right, how can I get to the next step?
Yeah.
Where it's like, but that goes off energy.
Yeah, but as long as you're genuine and you're
right.
doing it out of the goodness of your heart, it's gonna come back. No matter if it comes back from that person, it's gonna come back in the future. Like,
and that's the thing, is like LA also gets the stigma of if people suck. Like, it's
I know,
like this,
I don't
that, and
understand
third.
that really.
Where it's like, yo, you just have to sift through.
Yes,
once you
it's not that hard to figure out who's
here for what,
exactly. Who's pulling up for what, who's hitting you up for what. Like,
and if you just have a horrible like social radar, then
maybe it's hard for you. But
that's all. And I tell everybody, once you have a good circle here, it's the best city in the world.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just so much fun.
Just need to take a break. A lot, often.
Exactly.
Go places.
Right. It's like, I love leaving LA, but I love coming back.
100%. I just saw someone post that. Like I've lived here for however long, and it's been the same the whole time, and it's fucking hectic being here. But every time I get back, I'm like,
right.
Me too.
I feel relieved.
Like, me too.
But
I feel like
like
this is my home now.
No, and even like 4 or 5 days feels like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, damn, I know something's going on. Like, I'm missing shit.
I'm missing out on something.
Like, I know something is going on. I don't know what.
I'll be so like, I just need to go.
Weak,
I need to go home. I need to go to Michigan and visit my family.
So funny.
And get a break. And then I'm there and I'm like, what is everyone doing?
Right. I'm like, yeah, I know I'm missing out right now. Even though
it's
right.
What's everyone up to in the city?
It could be a regular Wednesday at highlight. I'm like, man, that looked lit. Like, I know that, like, damn, that could have been fun.
Or
Yeah,
even I'll just see like fucking Kelly going on a hike or going to running or going to the beach or something.
It's like you could never do that where you're from. Like,
at all.
Every time I go home to DC, I'm like, hello, New York. I've seen that TikTok. The guy's like, it's like, where the fuck am I, bro?
Nah, that's a fact.
Like, and every time I come back, I'm like, sun shining. I see palm trees. I see the hills. I'm gonna go on a hike today. I'm gonna go to the beach. I'm going yoga. I'm going to do yoga on Saturday on the beach. Who can do that? Where?
Right.
In
and
what
I
world?
think it's also like a mental relief to be back in a place with like-minded people, because when
Yeah.
I go elsewhere, it's like I said, everyone else does not understand the life that we live, and they don't understand the industry that we're in, and they are on a whole different brainwave, and so it's like they don't get
even
at all.
The conversation every time when I go home. How much do you pay in rent? It's like, man, don't worry about that.
Right.
That's why
We
I
talk
don't
about
live
this
here.
all the time.
I'm saying that's why I don't live here. I don't want to pay.
Don't worry about me.
I don't want to pay $1,200 to have a fucking 2-bedroom house in the middle of bumfuck.
Exactly.
I'm saying, like, I'm cool off that.
And I feel like my family gets offended, like, what's wrong with Michigan? I'm like, nothing's wrong with Michigan. I personally just want to be some.
Exactly. And then I tell my friends, it's like, oh, so who are you going to visit for vacation? Oh, me, right? I don't visit you for vacation. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? I live there.
I'll visit you.
And we always say how, like, when we go somewhere, go home, whatever, everyone's like, oh, what famous people do you know? What famous people have you seen? And I'm just like,
right, exactly. It's like, man.
This is so cringe.
weird.
I don't know what to say.
It's literally so cringe. I can't.
Exactly.
Makes me feel so uncomfortable.
It does.
But, all right, I think we need to wrap up the episode.
I finished my drink.
I'm almost there.
Beautiful.
How far are you?
Oh, yeah, shit, gotta catch up.
We should have played Say It or Chug It with Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
You could catch up. Whoa.
He's talking about
Lawrence, you got white in you?
Yeah.
You're black and white? We should have talked about beige
Yeah.
rage with him.
We should have.
Last
Oh,
thing.
man.
Do you think that all mixed people have anger issues?
Hell no. As a light-skinned man,
got
life
white in
is
him for
great.
sure.
That's what I mean. Life is great. I ain't gonna lie. Being half black, half
You don't
white.
seem like you'd be an angry guy.
Nah, I've been trying to tell people for so long, bro. Being half black, half white is the best thing because it's like you can still say the N-word,
And you can live in
but
both worlds.
exactly. But you can live in both worlds. I mean,
So say the N-word is hilarious.
yeah, for real. Because at the end of the day, bro, black people, that's the best thing we've done.
No,
Like,
honestly.
for real.
The
Because
fact that no one else can say that, but we can.
One
No,
word,
'cause
like,
that's- and that's
you're
like-
liable to get beat up.
exactly, and you
Beat
gotta
the
think
fuck
like
up.
in all of history, that's the one thing we successfully stole from white people.
Yes, 100%.
Like they created it. They even was like, hey, you know,
That's so
ER.
true.
That's a little too aggressive. So you just drop that bitch off, put an A. Nigga sounds great. You know what I mean? And then white people
Nobody
just
else has that. Like, you are liable to get run over with cars.
exactly.
And
And every white person, I know you want to say it, but
Yeah.
you can't.
Did
So
you
we
see
gonna
that
keep
one
it that way.
podcast where the guy was like, I know you want to say nigga. And then he was like, I write it down sometimes.
No, Theo Vaughn.
Theo Vaughn.
He's my favorite
Bro, he's
podcast.
funny as hell.
I could not breathe, bro. When he said I write it down,
He's my-
I
said when-
fucking lost
Say
it.
whatever I want to get it out, I just write it down.
He's my idol of a podcast person. I would love if he could be on here.
Oh
That'd be amazing.
man, it was so funny.
But all right, I can't read the outro because my laptop's dead.
Yeah, what's
so
the outro?
Okay, so we're obviously done. You haven't noticed. So we will see you guys on the next episode, and as always, we promise you'll love it here.
Love it here. Yeah,
didn't
it's
know.
great.
Do you love it here?
I love it here now.